Hello and welcome to another episode of Guys Talking About Things. My name is Connor. As always, I'm here with Joe, Kevin, and Connell. Gentlemen, how are we?
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing great on this beautiful Friday night. How are you guys?
Spoilers.
Not doing too bad.
It's Friday night. I'm so sorry we spoiled that for you.
Well, there goes the mystery.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to keep it a little anonymous there, but whatever. Kevin can just ruin it, you know? Okay.
As always.
How?
Okay, so let's talk about the Snyder Cut. You guys like the Snyder Cut? We haven't talked about that enough.
Snyder Cut.
Dude, Snyder Cut can't come too soon. It's gonna be, I think, it's gonna be so good because it's gonna be anything better than Justice League, and we're gonna feel so happy about it.
Yeah.
Well, the Snyder Cut. Warner Media CEO Bob Greenblatt, that's a last name for you, said on a recent podcast that he wishes, this is in quotes, I wish it was just $30 million pertaining to the budget of the Snyder Cut, meaning it's gonna cost a pretty penny there for Warner Brothers.
Do you know the original cost of Justice League? Like, what's this? What percentage of Justice League is this?
Well, Justice League's budget was kind of all screwed up because of the reshoots.
Oh, yeah.
They had to remake the entirety of the movie, basically.
But speaking, like, in comparison to other movies, 30 million isn't exactly a huge budget nowadays for a big film.
No,
right?
it's not at all. But that's the whole point. They finished it.
Yeah, it's just
Like
30 million.
this is
No big
just
deal.
to do the VFX, but originally
True.
reported it was 20 to 30 million. Now he's saying
Because
it's going to be more than that.
They're not doing any reshoots, right?
Well,
I heard
this makes it more likely that they might, but probably, like schedules are not going to work out. Like, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Also pertaining to the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder tweeted out a picture of Darkseid. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
'cause-
didn't know that he was coming
Is it confirmed that he's
to
coming
be an
in?
actual
Or?
thing.
Well, if he tweeted out a picture from the Snyder Cut of Darkseid, I assume he's coming. I would
It's a
just
picture
it would
from the
just
Snyder
make,
Cut?
yes, because he's putting
Oh, okay, I thought it was just like a comic picture or something.
no. Yeah, because and when asked about how Darkseid will look compared to Marvel's Thanos, Zack Snyder said, "Don't worry, he's just a baby at this point." So that's just a little.
Oh,
That's just
So
a little.
this isn't going to be the end of Darkseid, is it?
Well, it depends. I don't think we're getting a sequel to the Snyder Cut. I think the Snyder Cut ends this DCEU. Like the characters might go on, but this ends Snyder's vision,
Interesting.
in my
Yeah, it
opinion.
depends
But
on what-
that depends on how well the Snyder Cut does on HBO
Yeah,
Max.
Well, how is the Snyder Cut going to do well on HBO Max? HBO Max is just going to pay them a flat amount, right?
Boost subscription.
I suppose. I guess.
Because
that gives it
speaking of
some-
which, HBO Max launched this week, and I spent a fair amount of time on it. I really like it. I'm a fan. It's got a lot of properties. Kind of disappointed in the DC properties. Feel like they could have done more. They kind of advertised that they're going to have the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and then they weren't on there. But
Well,
you
DC has their own streaming service. How come they don't use that?
that kind of flopped. I was a subscriber for that for a year. I had a free year subscription, and it's cool. It's mainly like comics. Like you can read all the DC comics, not all, but
Oh,
most.
Didn't they have like the Justice League? Or
They
not the
have they
Justice
have Titans. They have the Titans
Titans,
exclusive
that's
show,
League.
which is it's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. I've seen most of it. They had Doom Patrol too, but Doom Patrol is now a shared exclusive with HBO Max. Yeah, let's just keep going on DC. Why not? Henry Cavill was rumored to be in talks this week with Warner Brothers, but returning as Superman. Now we have a contradicting report saying no, they don't know yet, but his people are talking to their people, so like originally reported he was going to be just as like a cameo in other movies as his Superman, but now it's just all up in the air. But it's not a no if we'll see the end of Henry Cavill.
I think that's very likely because Henry Cavill he's a nerd. He loves the role.
Yeah, but he also didn't like the route Superman was going. He didn't like Batman v Superman.
Is that because of Warner Brothers? Like,
No, that's
the way
because
they handle it?
it's not Superman. You know, it's a very different Superman.
It's a more dark one.
Yeah.
Is what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're serious.
The DCU really tried to go on the serious angle, and
I like it. I love Man
It's
of Steel.
interesting.
Love Man of Steel.
it just they
So-
need they
I don't
needed.
know if it appeases to everyone else.
but it's
I don't think that's what everyone's looking for in a movie.
but it's
Sometimes,
a contrast to the happy-go-lucky Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But the issue is you can't expect Marvel turnouts and put Marvel money into a movie when you're making a movie that's more depressing. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
Exactly.
But it's also beloved characters, you know, like these. It's the same. Like Marvel has nothing on DC, and DC has nothing on Marvel when it comes in terms of characters. You know, they're all
Oh
Just
yeah, completely
so-
different thing.
they're all
They're all unique in their own way.
IPs. Yeah, they're all so. Anyway, you know, DC had a lot of news this week. Now that I'm looking at my little list here, talks of a new project starring Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn have begun. It's most likely going to be Gotham City Sirens, which would be Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman.
They're really like egging on the
They
Harley
love
Quinn.
They love Margot
I
Robbie's
love
Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Oh,
I still haven't seen Birds of Prey. Was it as good as it was supposed to be?
I know a lot of people who loved it. I liked it. I didn't love it. You know,
I haven't seen it.
it's good. It's a follow up to Suicide Squad, which I didn't love that movie. But that great segue into the next piece of news. Warner Brothers is rumored to be looking at releasing the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Wow!
Oh.
Yay! We're just getting all the cuts now.
But no one wanted.
They have too much
like-
power.
We didn't care for that
But-
cut of Suicide Squad.
In this version, it's more completed than the Snyder Cut. Like they finished this movie and they did test
Really?
screenings of it, and people did not like it. So then they chopped it up in the cutting room.
Oh wow.
So like
I
this
didn't
movie
know
is
that.
done.
And what's different? What's different about it?
A lot more Joker. Joker makes
yeah.
a deal with Enchantress, and like he comes back. He doesn't like disappear or fake his death or whatever. And then because it leads into the Joker Harley relationship that we see in the beginning of Birds of Prey, which I won't spoil it for you guys because you guys haven't seen it, but we get a little bit of their relationship in there. I would
actually like to see that.
I would like to see it. You know, I'm okay with
I
it.
did not
I
like.
didn't like how they just the Joker just disappeared in that movie, and it was just kind of
Joker was
is he
really
coming back,
hyped
or-
in the marketing, like he was a big.
Yeah, I
part,
was
and
like
then he,
waiting for him to come back. and he just
Wasn't in the
never did.
movie. Yeah, so
This interpretation of Joker was also a little bit like this is the super edgy Joker, which is it's
Yeah.
weird. But I think if they did,
it
give
fits
him
the
more-
universe. I think it fits.
I think
the
if they gave
universe.
him more,
Yeah,
I like that people were saying that maybe he's not the Joker. He's just an impersonator of the Joker because we have an older aged Batman in this movie. So maybe this Batman has already seen the real Joker and he kicked the bucket. So this is just like an impersonator. That was just like a fan theory.
was there any Joker for Batfleck?
This
Or-
was
This was
to our
Oh.
knowledge.
He had a quick cameo in it.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in
he
Suicide
was.
Squad.
for like a driving scene, I believe.
Yeah, he
That
came up.
and the
Oh no,
Deadshot
and the
scene.
Deadshot scene. Yeah, he was in 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
but again, he was a side character. in the
Also,
scenes.
Ezra Miller's Flash was in it. Was in Suicide Squad. He had one scene. That was pretty cool. I like when that stuff happens. You know.
Was
it
that the
this scene-
warning?
No, that's in
Yeah.
Batman v Superman. Ezra
Oh,
Miller's
what was-
Flash was in the introduction of Captain Boomerang.
Oh yeah, the movie wasn't very,
Which
memorable.
I'm pretty sure they filmed that cameo on the set of Justice League, just using the green screen. Just a little fun fact for you there. You guys see Sonic?
I did not.
I did not see Sonic. I wanted to. Looked fun.
it looks really fun.
Sonic 2 is officially in the works. Jeff Fowler is returning as director with the same cast as in Ben Schwartz will be Sonic again. And I know they set up something for the sequel in the end, so yeah, we'll get a continuation of that. That's just pretty cool. I like it. Video game movies, they don't happen a
I mean-
lot, you know. They're
They usually don't do the
I never-
best.
I never watched this Sonic, but I didn't hear bad things. Like it's a meme of a movie, but I never heard anything like, yeah, this movie was just horrible. People seem to actually like watch it, and enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is I would like to watch it at some point, definitely. So more power to video game movies. Woo.
Yeah, but they're never gonna make a real like actual video game movie that'll work. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
Tomb Raider is supposed to be pretty good. Tomb Raider is getting a sequel too. I never
The
saw
issue
that,
is
but
I don't think the Tomb Raider movies are actually the games. I think it's just the character being put into different scenarios like Indiana Jones.
the
I don't
one
think it's,
I've only seen the Tomb Raider trailer, but the one scene
Yeah.
with the boat is directly from the video game. I know that.
oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting then.
You guys like the PlayStation? I know some of us do.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple of us, I think.
Yeah,
Like
I played
so
a couple.
Like
So,
3 out of 4.
Yeah, so somewhere in the 75% range.
Sony is planning to have a PS5 reveal event on June 4th. Very cool. They're going to talk about some of the exclusives for that console and show it off because we know like little to nothing about the PS5. So
I mean, let's be real. We already know what exclusive we care about going in. We care about Spider-Man. We care about God of War. Like, they're not going to drop anything big. I don't think. There's no exclusives that people don't already see coming.
they could drop stuff about Spider-Man 2. I would love stuff about that. Like,
Oh, information on them. Yeah, I thought you meant
Yeah.
they were just going to list off some, some different ones.
Jim Ryan, the PlayStation CEO, has said that this little thing going on, we're not going to name it. You should do a little research if you don't know. This thing that is affecting humanity right now will not affect the PS5. It's not going to affect their pricing plans, and as of right now, it should not affect their distribution.
Oh, yeah. I remember earlier, a few months ago, you telling me something about it
Yeah. It
being
wa-
an issue.
It
But
was, but he's come out and said it's not changing the price, and he believes it will not impact distribution. So that's a
Did
good
he-
sign.
Wow.
did he happen to mention the price or no at that point?
No, of course not. But that was
Alright,
just
well,
an
that's-
interview. That might be coming on June 4th though. So
That's a bit worrying at that point. I feel like if the price was a good price, he'd mention it then,
no, because he wasn't doing like real press. Like they would do that
Yeah.
on like a real PS5 event. He wouldn't just say that offhand in an interview.
I'm still going to ballpark it at $500. That's my bet.
That's a safe guess, in my opinion. Okay, we got some really good news right here. I'm very happy. This just came out today. Ryan Gosling, are you familiar?
No.
Oh, yeah, B-list actor?
I am big fan. Big fan. He will star in Universal's next monster movie, Wolfman. I love the Universal monster movies. Long live the DUCU. Off the success of Lee Winnell's The Invisible Man, they're going forward with not a shared universe as they tried with The Mummy, but he's going to be the Wolfman, and according to sources unknown, Gosling would play an anchorman who gets infected with like werewolf stuff, and the movie has what is being described as a network/Nightcrawler vibe. Nightcrawler as in the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. So that sounds pretty cool to me, I'm looking forward to that. I like monster movies. I like Ryan Gosling.
Now, what's the universe you're talking about?
The DUCU?
Is it
Not-
still the Dooku?
It's not the DUCU anymore. The Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe. That was The Mummy.
Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe.
That was the Mummy and then nothing else.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Mummy was
Mummy.
supposed to start a
Oh.
shared universe for the Universal
so-
monsters. They were gonna like come together as the Avengers. They had a big
Oh,
plan
The
for it.
Avengers of Monsters.
They had Tom Cruise as the Mummy, Javier Bardem as Frankenstein, Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man, Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
That's a good cast, and they made the Invisible Man too, so it's not really in the gutter. They could technically, they could make all the movies by themselves, and then just say, okay, now they're in the same universe, because there's no, as long as they don't make some crazy claims that would make it so like they couldn't exist in the same universe, they could do that potentially.
Yeah, but this is what happens. We've seen so many failed cinematic universes now.
Yeah,
Like, it's because
'cause-
they put too much pressure on building it. And The Mummy was a bad movie.
I think it's because they don't put enough enough love into building it. Like MCU happened in a more natural way, and there was so much buildup before the team up movies started coming out, and even the first Avengers wasn't that great. We all agreed on that.
Yeah.
But like, there's all these movies. Like Justice League was what, the third movie in the DCEU?
A little too early.
Too early.
Fourth.
That's what I think. That's what I think is the problem. Is that since the MCU did so well, so many other studios are trying to compete and create their own universes, and they're rushing it like we saw with DC, and it's just leading to just chaos.
But
didn't DC have like the Flash already, like the show?
Yeah, the shows are disconnected from the movies.
Those are different canons.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like how Daredevil and Punisher are disconnected from the MCU, sadly.
They weren't
I don't understand
originally.
why.
They weren't originally. Let's not say they were. Okay, they weren't. They were originally supposed to be in the MCU. They never really did anything. They always just mentioned like,
I love those rumors.
the incident in the in 2012. Oh my god, or the big green monster. They never mentioned anything by name. You know, it's fake.
The big green monster.
That's like a quote from Luke Cage or something like that.
Probably. That sounds like a Luke Cage quote.
That wasn't him directly. That was from the show, I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Going off on tangent there. Walt Disney World is trying to reopen on July 11th. Well, I mean, they're not trying. They are going to. But with, everyone has to wear masks. There's temperature checks. No character meet and greets. All that jazz. Doesn't really sound like Disney World to me. Kind of
No
sounds...
Kylo Ren?
Yeah, no Kylo Ren.
Boys trip.
No, you're missing out too much on going to Disney while it's half shut down.
And
Disney's an experience, not just to go on the rides, you know?
They said today that they are going to implement more stormtroopers to make sure people are social distancing.
That's a joke, right?
Yes.
That is not a joke. I think they should read the room. Now is a very bad time for that. But whatever, we can't talk about that.
Oh my god.
Cineworld. Cineworld is the second largest theater chain in the world and owner of Regal Cinemas. And they've said that they plan on reopening all their cinemas in July. I'm gonna also doubt that one, but we'll see what happens.
Is that in time for Tenet?
We don't. Tenet is July 17th still, but we don't know
It is in
when
time
in
for
July.
Wonder Woman 84 though.
Everything's delayed. If Tenet doesn't open, we're not getting movies till Christmas. Mark my words.
If those movie theaters are open, then Tenet's coming out, theoretically speaking.
I still wouldn't go. Because like, unless you can get New York City and Los Angeles open, I don't think Tenet would come out. Rinky dink. Oh, just because Missouri's open and they got the Regal Cinemas open there, Tenet is not open for Missouri. That's just an example. I do not mean to offend anyone in Missouri. I'm so sorry.
Now no one in Missouri is gonna listen to us.
I'm so sorry. I like Missouri. I've never been to Missouri, but it sounds like a cool place. But sorry, Christopher Nolan does not care about Missouri. That's a fact.
Didn't you just say that they were going to open up all of their
yes, and then I said I doubted that.
You doubt it's going to happen? Oh, fair enough.
And well, that concludes our news segment. I don't have a good segue. There was no Marvel news for this week. I'm sorry. There was some Star Wars news, but I forgot to write it down. The High Republic books have been delayed.
No.
Yeah, all that's their new thing, the High Republic. It's going to be books, comic books.
Really good.
Yeah, it's delayed. And there's a new Thrawn book that got moved up to September. There's the Star Wars news off the top of my head.
That's good enough. That's some Disney news. We're good.
Hello, this is Connor from the future. I'm just putting it out here. We're spoilers. We're gonna spoil all these movies I forgot to mention in the actual show. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so let's get back into ranking the MCU. If you missed it last week, we ranked Phase 1, Phase 2, and Joe, why don't you read us off where we left off?
All right. Should I give us a rundown of where we're at?
That's what I just said.
I thought you meant continue, but okay, let's see it. So we're at Captain America: The Winter Soldier, tentatively placed at number 1.
Let's go.
Followed by Captain America: The First Avenger, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1 specifically, Iron Man, then The First Avengers, Thor, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man, Iron Man 2, Age of Ultron, Thor: The Dark World, and The Incredible Hulk. And then our next movie coming up is Captain America: Civil War.
Captain America: Civil War.
as much as I hate putting all three Captain Americas back to back to back in the first three numbers, it's up there. It's a really good movie.
Definitely, I'm with you on this one, Judd.
It started like the whole breakup of.
Yeah.
It was like a boy band breaking up.
You guys have missed the most important part. Spider-Man. You guys forget about that little guy? You know.
Bucky.
Spider-Man.
Black Panther.
Bucky
Hawkeye?
becomes a main plot point?
Joe, you ruined it.
Again.
I mean, it brings it does bring a lot into the cinematic universe, just like as a movie. It has the breakup. It brings Spider-Man in, which is huge because Spider-Man's the most popular superhero. Period.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the first time they actually. It's like, as we said last episode, there was the MCU is just a bunch of B-list heroes put together, and then they bring Spider-Man in, which is huge.
Which Spider-Man was A-list. Like, these were the B-list.
Yeah, Spider-Man was always A-list.
Yeah.
Like, he's always been big. So bringing that in probably brought a lot more attention to it than even it was gaining at that point, you know?
I remember the day they announced that Spider-Man was going to be in Civil War. It was a big day. I had people coming up to me who just like they knew I was a fan of it, and they just said, "Hey, did you know that?" I mean, like, of course I knew that, but like,
you kidding me?
Yeah, like,
I think
you think I don't know that?
I missed the hype when I was watching the trailer, and just to see Spider-Man hop out on the screen, like, it was just amazing. It was a great feeling.
I watched that in the library of our high school, in case you guys are wondering, on a laptop. I won't name our high school,
Really?
you don't toss us, but yeah.
All right, so let's be real. It's probably in the 1 to 5 range right now.
But below Winter Soldier.
Obviously, but I think that's where it can belong. It might be dropped down to 6 later, but we'll see what we got.
It was a great movie.
I think Phase 3 and 4 just has better movies than the first two phases, but
4 doesn't exist, but
All right.
So what's next?
Time for the debate to start.
We have Doctor Strange.
Fantastic movie, deserves to be in 1 to 5. Connor, don't even say anything. It is a great movie. It was not boring.
we're not putting that anywhere near 1 to 5. It's not even in top 10.
That's false.
See, I think it's somewhere hovering between the 10 to 15 range. It could be in either of these categories to me.
10 to 15.
Right
10 to
behind
15.
Ant-Man.
Oh,
Right behind
Connell.
Iron Man? Yeah.
Connell, have I ever?
No. Behind Ant-Man.
Connell, have I ever said how much I love you?
If
Have
you
I
think
ever
about
said
this
how much
as
I
a
love you?
whole, if you think about this as a whole, you see this list and you see all the movies that are on here. And then you
True.
think about Doctor Strange.
And
Doctor Strange, don't
it's
get me
boring.
wrong. I love that movie.
It is so boring.
But it can be boring compared to all the other movies, and it doesn't really bring much into the table except the Time Stone.
It's
and
and
That's really
it's almost a
the only-
rehash of Iron Man. They have
Yeah,
they
it
have
is.
almost identical origins. It's
You're telling me
Relatively.
that Thor is the movie. The first Thor is better than Doctor Strange.
yes.
That movie
Yes.
was absolutely
Yes.
boring. That movie was boring.
Thor
Awful
2 was the
dialogue,
boring one.
awful
Thor
acting.
1 was a good.
Thor 1 was fun, and it had like Shakespearean gods, and I
That
loved it.
sucked. Doctor Strange, he's a badass.
He
great
sucked
character.
in his solo movie. He was much better as a side
He-
character in Infinity War.
Yes,
was so much
he was
better
a
as a
lot
side
better
character.
Okay, here's what you have to think. So I think Doctor Strange is so similar to the first Iron Man, but at this point we expect all the action going on because we already have an established universe. This is such an
step
origin
back.
story. It's
Yeah.
good.
It feels
it's good
out
by
of
itself.
place in this time.
That's
which
a good
it's-
way to put it because
which is hard to which I don't blame Marvel Studios for this. Like, it's hard to do that now.
hmm
But like
Once you have it all built up
but like
so high.
Black Panther was an origin story basically, and it
what
was
does Doctor
fine.
Strange have to do with any of the other movies at this point? It
Time
just is
Stone.
dropped in. No, but the Time Stone has nothing to do. We don't know that the Infinity Gauntlet's coming in at this point, anyways. Like, the thing is, Doctor Strange
I mean-
just comes in. If it came in where Incredible Hulk was, way higher up on the list, I think, because it's still establishing a universe. But I think it's too late to continue establishing the universe. You know?
I mean, they need to introduce characters somehow. Like,
Yeah, but the fact that there's no other characters in the universe in this movie, the movie's hardly a part of the universe at that point.
I
Okay,
just think
so-
it's very entertaining. Like the visual effects were incredible. It was
It was
very
like you're watching
trippy.
Inception.
You could say this about
It was
every Marvel
crazy.
movie. Visual
Yeah.
effects were amazing.
Well, no, okay, the only other movie that can compare to Doctor Strange is Far From Home, but we'll get to that later, describing that. But it's not like every other. I mean, the action was, but the cool, trippy looking stuff was pretty cool.
You said visual effects, so I mean, yeah.
We could put it above Ant-Man, right? I think we could put it
Yeah, we
above
can
Ant-Man.
put it above Ant-Man.
Maybe even right behind Iron Man
Oh,
3 above Ant-Man for
I
now.
will be satisfied if we can agree to put it behind Iron Man 3 for now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I think we should move Iron Man 3 up. What?
I think you're wrong on that,
No.
but okay.
Okay.
All right, now
we built a little pyramid.
we did. All right, now we're
All
at
right, that's
the
it. We're
best
done.
Movie.
We're done. Okay.
We're at the best movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe
Wrong.
overall.
Wrong.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I am in charge of the tier list right here that we have, so I'm just gonna put it right here. Just.
All
for
right.
now.
So thanks for listening. We'll come back next week.
all right. So, all right, we'll talk about it. I'll give you guys a shot.
Move that
do you
down.
think?
Move that down 5 to 10.
6-10, you mean?
Yeah.
I think
Above-
it is
above Volume
right
1?
behind Captain America.
Right behind First Avenger.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
very fair. Honestly, it's my favorite out of them, but I think that's actually fair.
That's
Because
fair.
it's better than the first. There's so much. It's first of all, it's visually just very
The visuals
colorful.
were out of this world. Crazy.
No.
story-
Whoa. Did you
story
guys
was
hear
fun.
Kevin talking about the visuals in Doctor Strange? No. No Marvel movie can have the same visuals. No.
But I mean,
The way they did it, though.
No.
So you're
Visuals. No.
telling me you didn't.
The concept. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
help
didn't-
Kevin here. The concept.
Thank you.
Connell,
The
whose
stuff that-
side
oh,
are
I
you
gotcha.
on?
Yeah, Guardians 2 was
I'm neutral.
colorful and all that, but Doctor Strange, the walls were like crumbling and like.
Okay. We already
Yeah,
went on
we're-
from Doctor Strange.
Hey,
think
we can do callbacks. We can do callbacks.
It's not a
Guardians of the-
callback from 5 minutes ago. Under 5 minutes
yes,
ago.
Hulk should be on the highest tier.
Yes.
What was that?
All right,
The Hulk.
let's just move Thor up.
Oh,
Let's just
yes.
move Thor up to piss Kevin off.
No, we'll keep them there. I think it's right there between First Avenger and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 because I think that's just a good place for it. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are very close. Both of them
Yeah.
are great. I think Volume 2 has a cooler story and a lot of character development in it, though.
Uh-huh.
Like a big
Can't
amount.
forget Yondu.
Yondu.
Oh,
my God.
dude. Mary
Oh,
Poppins.
oh my
bad.
god, I forgot to say it before.
Mary
but-
Poppins, y'all.
I forgot to say it before, but spoilers for all these movies again. Oops.
Yeah,
Oops.
Yondu dies.
I
all right,
prefaced
next
that last
movie.
All
time.
right, that was.
All right.
All right,
We
gonna
got-
have to change that in post. Okay.
We got Spider-Man: Homecoming.
All right, as I'm looking at our list, it's gonna change a lot because
Yeah, there's probably a lot to
I
discuss.
did-
Oh,
I
it got
did
placed here.
not like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I
at
didn't
all.
like it either.
I'm having
Um,
16 to 20.
I went
uh,
on a very long time without watching it, and then when I finally watched it, just because like I already saw the second Spider-Man, I was like, I might as well watch the
No.
first.
Yeah.
It let me down a little bit.
it's 11
think-
to 15
really did.
lowest. It can't go lower than 11 to 15.
I think it's underneath. It's definitely underneath Doctor Strange. I'd argue it's underneath Ant-Man.
No way it's under Doctor Strange.
I think it's under Doctor Strange.
I don't
for
get-
Sure.
I would think
okay,
I
well,
would think it would switch places with Doctor Strange, but Doctor Strange would be in front of Ant-Man.
Okay,
You think
I'll do
in
that.
between the two,
I'll settle for that.
behind Iron Man 3? I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't
It
that
was-
bad. It was nice. It was a nice,
I mean, it did start the whole Iron Man Spider-Man thing.
Okay,
which
well,
is a good or bad thing depending on how you feel.
I could
Yeah.
say Doctor Strange started the Doctor Strange Wong thing.
that's not a thing.
Yes, it
It's-
is.
Oh, because it introduced a supporting character. Kevin hates supporting characters. For you
He
guys
really does.
listening, he can't
I've
stand
never
a
s-
supporting
I've
character.
never
He doesn't
said
understand
I've
how it
seen a
works.
supporting character.
All right. So I think
Vision
Spider-Man.
just sucks.
It was good because it was also nice to see Iron Man in that supporting role, which is interesting because he's been the main. He's been
Yeah,
the Avenger. He's the whole thing. He's what started it all, and now he's
Alright,
just a side character in the movie.
Let's save the Iron Man talk. I got a lot
I
to
just
say about
have
Iron Man's
nothing-
character.
all right.
I just have nothing good to say about Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like,
Kevin is a Raimi
Tobey Maguire.
fanboy for
Tobey
anyone.
Maguire.
So is Connell. It sounds like.
So we
I'm
got
accepting of all
We got Thor
Spider-Man.
Ragnarok here. Thor Ragnarok.
oh,
Do you want to
okay,
talk
we
about
just
that one?
abruptly switched
Yep.
topics.
Yep, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I think it's necessary.
I think we still have time to talk about Homecoming.
We're coming back to all of them.
I mean,
We're coming
all
back.
right,
I
fine.
think.
I just want to trash it some more.
I'm sure you'll get your chance. All right, Ragnarok. All right, so
Thor Ragnarok. We
Thor
haven't
Ragnarok.
mentioned
So-
it before.
This is a film. Okay, it's really fun. It's one of the most fun.
Ah,
It is
Yeah.
one of
that
the most fun.
bothers me so much.
But being
Just
fun,
people
forget-
saying it's fun.
Friend of the podcast.
calling it fun doesn't necessarily make it high tier though on this list. I
Yeah,
think that's
okay.
agreeable too.
I
It
would.
redeemed Thor.
I would put
Like-
it. I mean, I would put it above Doctor Strange, but that's gonna be a big
I would,
problem
okay,
for you
I
people.
can agree with you.
I
can
would
agree
put
with
it
you. I would
above
put it above.
Avengers.
Above
Okay.
Avengers 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Not in my opinion, but
I think in between Avengers and Thor, because Avengers was just big because it was the first team up. I think there's just nostalgia in there. But
I'll do Avengers. I'll do between Avengers and Thor. I'll do that.
do you think that's fair, guys? For now?
Yeah.
For now, I think that's
But-
okay.
Yeah, Ragnarok, I mean, it was a completely turnaround for Thor's character, which is a good or bad thing depending, again, on how you feel about that. It's-
Odin.
Odin
yeah,
was great,
spoilers. Spoilers.
Oh my gosh.
Odin's death.
All right.
That was sad.
All the deaths in the MCU are pretty sad, I think.
Yeah, but like those really hit home.
Except for Vision.
No,
Vision was
no, deaths are happy.
Visions was
I
so
love death.
necessary. I'm glad
All
it
right.
happened.
Kevin
Now this
doesn't
one-
understand supporting characters.
This one,
So tired.
Black Panther.
Great
100
movie.
up on the 1 through 5.
1 through 5.
1 through 5.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's gonna kick out. All right, fair enough. I would put it in the low 1 to 5, high 6 to 10 range. That's fair for now. I think that's a
Yeah.
good place to put it. It was great in every way except for that last fight CGI, man. That was
That
so.
is true.
Like I didn't notice it at first though. The first time I watched it, I was fine with it.
I don't
And
think
then
you can
seeing
like
it again.
you can't discredit a movie because of a CGI. That's not the
Yeah. Yeah.
storytelling, like that's
Yeah, you can't fully discredit it. I'm just saying it was great in every aspect except that was just if you on a rewatch, it becomes a little bit distracting. If that makes
I
sense,
honestly love the whole movie in a whole. Even
I
though
think
that sounds a little weird, like in a
Yeah.
sentence. But
all the parts of the movie came together well. It was good. It was, I mean, the Killmonger, one of the best villains of the MCU.
absolutely, the way he
It
just
was-
came back.
The ending
Back
of the
home.
film.
I
No,
should
but
say.
we have to talk about something that has bothered me ever since I first saw Black Panther.
Was that?
They killed off Claw, and I really liked Claw.
Claw was funny.
He was
I liked
so
Claw.
cool. Andy Serkis getting to
Andy
be
Serkis is great, yeah.
in a actual like person role instead of Gollum. I mean, what more could? Oh my God, he's playing Alfred in the Batman. I just remembered that. Okay,
he?
carry on. That's so
All right,
good.
so he did very good as Claw. I think Claw was great. I
And
think
they
Claw was-
totally could have brought him back. Like he's an
They
actual
could've,
Black Panther
definitely.
villain. Like they didn't need to kill him off.
but in a way, Claw was also like a supporting character for Killmonger. He was what made
Mhm.
Killmonger so scary. Killmonger didn't care. He shot him in cold blood. Like it made him more threatening.
It made him a bad guy.
Because Claw was
Yes,
made out to be
but
the main villain, right?
Here's no, it was always Killmonger. But here's a little thing. Here's a little problem with the entire MCU.
Yeah.
They kill off
Oh, here we go.
every bad guy.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like
Well, Loki, but that's a whole. That's a
Loki
sore
should have
subject for you.
died so long ago.
he
Uh,
did, but he came back.
Oh my God! It's like, we're gonna get a little PG-13 here, okay? No balls.
Oh
No balls.
wow. Yeah,
These
I mean,
movies
I,
have no stakes. No one can just die. I mean, well, no, that's I'm mixing 2 points here now. I'm mixing 2 points here. That's on the hero side. No hero can just
Yeah.
die. Villains
Well, that's-
just die,
up until Endgame, which is a whole different story.
which
obviously.
I have a problem with that too. So don't worry.
All right. Well, yeah, it is a little bit annoying that there's no concurrent villain.
It's
But
like
maybe I think that's going to come in future movies. I think they're going to bring in the big MCU villains other than Thanos who survived a movie, obviously. Well, kind of, if that makes sense. But you know, like,
yeah,
I think
I got problems
we'll
with
bring in-
Endgame, so
yeah, we'll get to that. Now, I think we all know we're replacing this one. I think there's no question about it. Avengers: Infinity War
nope.
is
above
probably the best MCU movie.
Nope. Below Winter Soldier, above Civil War.
Nope.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't agree with that.
Yes.
Yep.
How?
You guys think below Winter Soldier?
Yep.
I feel like
is just-
Vision wasn't used correctly.
Oh my God, he's just baiting me, but I'm not gonna do.
I'm not. That's not even like towards you, Connor.
How
But, like-
can you say that? What?
Listen, okay, guys, wait, come, sit down for a second. Let me explain something. Remember that day we all went out to see Avengers: Infinity War? We counted down the days to go see it.
We didn't. We saw Avengers Endgame.
Oh, you guys didn't. Oh, well, that sucks for you.
So never
Honestly.
mind. Point invalid.
Point invalid. Okay, Endgame gets number one for that. But I think Infinity War
Nah.
is Endgame doesn't get number
I
one.
think Infinity War is number one.
Okay,
It's number one because the amount of hype behind it.
okay, that's not a movie factor. That's like not.
Yeah. Hype is just no.
Come on, you weren't excited to see the movie.
Yes, but when you're
That
rating
has-
the movie,
yeah,
you
that has
can't-
nothing
you
to
can't
do
put
with
that
whether or
in.
not I was excited to see the movie.
All right, fine. I'll go
Yeah.
to more points. Thanos, we got to see him in action. That was insane.
We've seen
Josh
Thanos before.
Brolin
We've seen
did-
Thanos
Josh
before.
Brolin
Thanos
did a
was in
great
Guardians of
Thanos.
Galaxy.
Yeah, but this is what
He was in
Thanos
it, like
really
you actually
was.
see
He
him.
was a character.
We
It's
saw
like
him in
doing
Guardians of
stuff.
Galaxy, but
You guys don't think that this movie, which was bringing together all these different stories at once in a very coherent way and making it make sense, making it like fun and having stakes and
let's not say having stakes.
It
at
was
the
a-
time,
Yeah.
Let's not say
There
having
was-
I was
stakes.
it was a
having
Oh,
very
if you-
entertaining
Yeah, but
movie.
If you saw that ending
everyone
and
knew
you
they were
thought,
coming
"Oh
back.
my God, they're not coming back," come on,
that's
come
a
on,
good point.
you're lying to yourself.
Honestly, let's be real. I think they needed to kill Tony Stark in this one when that stab happened. But I think that would have been a way more interesting way to end the MCU. But if it's not number one, it's really it's
number
It
two.
has to
It's
be
number two.
one. It has to be number one.
if it's not number one, it's the closest it can get to being number one. You know?
Because would you like to go back to
just-
Winter Soldier?
I
Because Winter
don't
Soldier
see
is
how you
just-
can think Winter
Yeah.
Soldier is better than Infinity War.
How about we place
It's
these
pretty
last
easy.
four and then we get
Yeah,
back
how
to
about
this?
how about we go on?
Yeah, we can continue. Also, we have way too many in the 11 to 15 range.
Yes, I know.
You could, yeah,
this
bring
is
one
better.
more.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to
list.
move Doctor Strange down. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
No, you can move
Ant-Man and the
Homecoming down.
Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I
suffers
really
from
like
what-
this movie.
It's like Thor Ragnarok. It's just a fun movie. It has.
Yeah,
It also brings a very important aspect
I
to
like
the MCU
Ghost.
in the
Ghost-
end credits.
Ghost was very interesting.
Ghost was a very
decent.
emotional villain
It was
Yeah.
decent.
out of nowhere.
I think
And
we're
I
going-
loved her power, the whole like just phasing through stuff.
Oh my
But
God!
you
If
couldn't
only there was a
control
superhero who could do that. Oh my God!
Yeah, if only there was. He's
Only
dead.
if he did something, right?
Oh
You
my
know?
God, that's crazy.
But I mean, Ghost was also a great villain in the fact that she wasn't a villain. Like, it was a misunderstood person.
You
Like,
just
it was.
you just felt bad for her.
Yeah, because you understood why she was doing what she was doing. There was really good motives, but like she was never a threat. Also, really, I don't think.
Oh, we got one of my.
Eh.
We got. Okay, so we've two things. We got one of my favorite characters because I like the actor. We got Sonny Birch, played by Walton
Mhm.
Goggins. I like him, except that character could have easily been Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2.
Was that the?
It would
was
have
that the
made
guy?
that was the buyer.
Marines.
That was like the buyer.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If that was Justin Hammer, I would have loved it so much more.
But wait, come on. If we're gonna talk about the best scenes in cinematic history, the scene where he is child-sized running through a school is maybe just the most I've laughed in a theater ever. Really, my thing. But Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think that scene was one of the best scenes in the entire movie just because of that. But also, even though 11 to 15 is already overcrowded, I think it belongs around here. By Thor
think we can
Ragnarok.
bump
I
down
think
Homecoming.
it's right in between Thor and Iron Man 3.
Because
Or behind Iron Man 3.
I think we could even move Iron Man 3 up a little, but
Nah,
yeah.
we can move
Oh,
Homecoming down.
Well, we're gonna have to move Homecoming and Doctor
in front of-
Strange down.
in front
So
of Iron Man 3.
I believe Homecoming and Doctor Strange could be moved down.
They
agree
are
with
going to be
Connell.
moved to this. They're going to be moved down. All right. Here
Okay.
comes a
Okay.
decisive one.
Let me just talk about this movie, okay?
Captain Marvel.
No, you're not allowed to.
I don't hate it.
I don't think it
yes,
deserves
yes, you
hatred.
do. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You've always been so critical of this movie.
I loved it opening night. I almost cried at one point.
What was that? I don't
Which
remember the
it
movie
was just
really
like
From what
weird.
scene?
It was just like weird because I don't cry that easy. Like I don't know. I cried in Infinity War. Full disclosure, I did that.
Endgame. I think you got up to 6.
So that just adds to our you know.
Next episode, the tier list is 100%. Which one's made us cry the most?
But whatever.
Marvel-
Like I don't hate it. I like the time. I think that was a cool aspect. I like
the setting was great.
Yeah, I think we got to see cool, more cosmic stuff, which I liked. It's mainly just her character. I don't.
There were
like that
so
much.
many flaws with the characters. If they just wrote the character
Oh,
better,
the
this movie
scene.
could've
The
been
scene
great.
was
Yeah.
with her and Monica Rambeau. Is Monica the name of the mom, or is that
They
the
Come As You
daughter?
Are?
Her friend.
Yeah, her friend. But I forget.
Yeah.
Is the friend's name Monica, or is that the daughter? I forget now.
I couldn't tell you.
But whatever. It was like she was like, "You're my friend. You're Carol Danvers," and I don't know.
Carol Bat. Oh,
Yeah, I like
not
that.
gonna mention the name.
I like
just-
that. So
I think the most fair argument I've seen against this movie is like when it came to Iron Man, you saw all his failures, you saw everything going wrong with how he, went in his building process and becoming a superhero. And with her, she was just always strong from day one.
but
which
that like.
people don't like.
But
memory
like that's
block
not
thing,
her
like,
character fault. Like that's like
Yeah.
she was just
That's just how
given
she
these.
was written.
Yeah, so like that's
It-
just
it's
like,
just-
Speaking of the memory block,
But I don't know if
Uh,
that's the best writing.
speaking of the memory block, that's the one thing that annoyed me while watching the movie is how often they kept going back and forth from like
Yeah.
her memories to the what's going on. Like I get it, they have to explain what happened before, but it just ruined the flow of the movie so much. The only good thing it was a good movie. It was decent. But my favorite scene definitely had to be when she went into like that like animus type of thing where like she's with the older lady, I don't remember her name, and the song by Nirvana starts playing. That was pretty cool.
but the song on Nirvana starts playing on like a record player, and
Yeah.
in the timeline, it did not come out on record on vinyl at that time. So there's no way she had that.
She made it herself, right? That's a
I know
stupid
that's just a
point.
funny thing. I just remember that thing. I don't
think
like
it
the scrolls.
belongs somewhere
either.
around here.
I don't like the scrolls. They ruined the scrolls.
What?
think
I
it's
thought they were
funny.
hilarious.
The scrolls were
Well,
hilarious.
they're
I don't know
not
if they-
supposed to be hilarious. Like that's
Oh,
They're
come
supposed to be
not.
a threat.
They're supposed to be
But-
evil shape-shifting aliens. Like
You've been thinking too much about the
Comics.
DC universe.
how
You're
so?
you're too into the seriousness of movies.
Like I mean I come to see a movie. Like I'm there for the story. That's why I cannot stand the end credit scene of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Which one was that?
The second one, the patience, Captain America all laughing. Cannot stand that one.
What's so bad about
It's
it?
not-
I like it. I'm there for like something real. I don't like it when it's a joke. Like you just wasted my time sitting through the credits. I probably had to pee the first time I watched it, so it just always gave me like it always pissed me off, that scene.
So
I feel like it would be above Ant-Man.
I'm content with that. Above Ant-Man.
yeah, I mean, it just there was way more potential. The character really ruined it. But
Yeah.
they again there was a lot of good stuff in the movie. They just needed. I mean, when the main character has so many faults, you can't be up there.
Yeah.
All right, so the
Plus, you
real
gotta see all the other movies that are on this list. It's not like any of these movies are bad movies, and unlike there's like maybe two that we
Yeah.
can.
They're
Consider.
all fine movies.
yeah.
They're all
So-
fine. Some are better.
So Avengers Endgame, I think it's hard to say it's not top 5.
It's,
It's like top
it's-
5.
It's below
It's-
Infinity
it's-
War.
It's below Infinity
Ah.
War,
Yeah.
definitely. The
I
experience was way better.
I-
The experience was
Yeah,
I don't
amazing.
like that.
I personally
Worst film.
I like Endgame more, but Infinity War is tighter, more like coherent. It does it all better. It drags a little bit in Endgame, but
that is true.
let me
The
let me
second part.
Kevin, you want to talk or no?
No, all good.
Okay. Avengers Endgame. I have so many problems with this movie. Okay. Tony
Such
Stark.
as
Tony Stark. Tony Stark's character.
spoilers, by the way.
I mean, yeah, we've ruined
get it.
all of these movies basically, but okay. As far as I'm concerned, Tony Stark's character ended in Iron Man 3. It was the
He
perfect
completed an
ending.
arc.
He was the perfect ending for his character. He gave up being Iron Man, and then all of a sudden, Age of Ultron, he's back for no reason. They did not, whatever. And then, I'm not sure. You guys remember this little movie called The Avengers? Yeah, you remember that one? He makes the sacrifice play. He goes into the wormhole carrying a nuke. So at the point of Endgame, it's redundant. We already know he would do that, and of course he did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not as satisfying as everyone makes it sound.
I mean,
yeah.
You have to understand though, there's also the whole he is the MCU. Iron Man is the MCU. He's the
He was
one
the
that
head
started all.
figure.
So the fact that he had to end it, and the way they ended it was Endgame instead of Iron Man 3, which is I think you have to think
No,
about it in the way
I just think if he would have retired in Iron Man 3 and became like a Nick Fury type character, like he just ran the Avengers without going into battle, would have been so okay
That
with
would
that.
be awesome.
Would have been
What
so
if-
okay with that.
what if he sent suits in and he controlled them remotely? Would that be okay with you?
Well, that's what he tried to do basically. That didn't go
But,
so well.
And then Ultron.
Yeah, that didn't go so
No.
well. So
Ultron had its own artificial intelligence. I mean, if he remotely
Well, then he
controlled
just-
I know, but he wanted a suit of armor around the world. That's what he wanted. Was
it. Yeah, of course. All right, but
another little problem with Endgame. Thanos kind of sucks in Endgame
yeah, because
it's not the same Thanos from Infinity War.
Yeah.
This
Well, I
is-
mean, he's out looking for blood.
He doesn't
No,
have.
but this
the,
is he doesn't know these characters. This is 2014 Thanos. He hasn't known
Uh-huh.
they killed Infinity War Thanos, which is stupid. So this character doesn't have the experience. This doesn't mean it isn't personal. I think they messed up
Yes.
by killing Infinity War Thanos.
remember that scene I was talking about where where Thanos stabs
Yes.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
And it was he put his hand on his head and he said, I
hope they
you're not the
remember
only
you.
person with knowledge." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what made Infinity War the interaction between characters is what makes the MCU so big. And when
Yeah.
Thanos becomes a character who's been around since Avengers, right? Technically speaking,
Yes.
and credit scene.
Yeah.
I think killing him and sending him back to Thanos, who doesn't really know them and hasn't fought them before, and is overall weaker, theoretically speaking. I think there was a different direction they could have taken with it. This isn't the worst possible direction they could have taken with the movie, but I think, there was much better. They could have went with a much better direction, with keeping Thanos in. I think.
But there are tons of parts that I like. I mean, I think Captain America's ending was beautiful. It was the perfect ending for his character.
Oh yeah.
And I would have been pissed otherwise if they had
Too
changed
much
that.
fan service, though. Way too much fan service.
Yeah.
You
But that's
have to be a
the
little-
No,
point of the movie.
No,
you have
because
to be a
it
little
does
critical on that.
it
though.
does fan service well. I
A little
think
too much of it though.
I don't think you could fault this movie
Like-
for its fan service
like-
because that's the movie.
Unlike other movies, Star Wars.
oh my god, Connell, do you agree with me? Oh my god. I was gonna say it, but The Rise of
I do.
Skywalker sucks. It is oh my god. It's fan
Oh,
service the movie,
They
but in a
shouldn't
bad
have
way.
brought
Sorry.
Palpatine back.
Oh
They
my
shouldn't
god.
have done that.
Okay, spoilers for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Oh oops. Oh oops.
But, yeah, I mean,
We're just spoiling unrelated movies now. Okay,
yeah.
so yeah. Kevin knows how Endgame was predictable.
there's so many faults
Oh
with it.
my
But there's so
God.
much good with it.
So, all right. So, for our listeners here, quick story. So, all four of us, the boys, we go see Endgame.
We're the guys
And-
actually now. Sorry.
Yeah.
We had to rebrand.
Okay, the guys, we go and see Endgame. Great time, great experience. We all got our, not tins. What do we have?
Popcorn
the
tins. Yeah,
poster?
we had the popcorn
Popcorn.
tins. We had
Oh, yeah,
posters. We had the cups. We got
Tins,
it all.
posters. We got it all. Movie starts. We're watching, great, having fun, all that. We hit a point where Connor literally guesses or predicts every little thing that happens, and
That's why I don't sit next to him.
And I got so pissed off at him to the point where I had to tell him to shut up.
That was only the first time I was told to be quiet during that movie.
Yeah, there was another time.
Yeah.
I still think we can agree. While it has all these faults, it's also just there's so many good parts.
I like it
such a big
where we
movie.
have it. It's right below Infinity War. I think that's the perfect place.
And now this movie that exists, it was a good one. It's Spider-Man.
Wasn't bad actually.
What is it?
Honestly,
Spider-Man? Far From Home.
Better than Homecoming.
Better than Homecoming.
It's not better than Homecoming, but okay.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Mysterio, come on. Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio.
Vulture, Michael Keaton's Vulture was awesome.
Vulture was really good.
Awesome.
You guys remember that scene in the car with Vulture and Peter Parker? One of the most a super stressful scene. I think that's such a good.
Let's just talk about.
Stressful. It was like a little cringy, but like oh whoa, but it didn't really have that much of an effect.
Let's just talk about Tony Stark leaving a 16-year-old a pair of glasses that control army drones. Like he can just destroy anyone. He accidentally kills a classmate. No. Tony Stark
all that smart.
The Tony Stark that they set up wouldn't have had that. If he was he wouldn't have an army of drones in orbit around like that. Whatever, I got a lot of problems with the character of Tony Stark nowadays. So
suit around the world.
But how come that just magically appeared?
Yeah, that never was. If maybe he got control of his suits that he had left over.
He says in Endgame when they bring him back, he says I wanted to suit armor around the world. Remember that? When he's fighting with Cap, he said that. So why wouldn't he say, but I actually made them, Or why wouldn't there be a setup for that?
Everything on screen,
I think you do if you're gonna bring it back.
Yeah, why wouldn't you set that up then?
Just because
I don't think Tony Stark would have made a army of killer drones.
After what he did with Ultron, he would be too scared to. He's as the movies progress, Tony Stark kind of becomes a conspiracy theorist. He gets scared, he gets worried. He's always on edge because of all the things that have happened.
Becomes a little girl.
But that's he wouldn't have made that because he knew what happened with Ultron. He almost killed an entire city.
Well,
and
he did.
Yeah, he killed the city. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether or not the people were in it, but he killed the city.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean though. He almost there was some
because he should have been retired by that time. Whatever.
But yeah, all right. So I think above Homecoming, I think there was a lot of good in it. I think it was very fun.
I think above Iron Man 3.
No, I can't support that.
I think above Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
I can agree with that too.
Can we move Iron Man 3 above it though? I can't.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp shouldn't be above Iron Man 3 in retrospect.
Yeah, that's just
correct.
That's not a thing.
Wait. Okay. So 1 second. So we have everything placed. Let me rearrange the list real quick. Just so everything's in order to some extent. Oh, we have Avengers: Age of Ultron in the lowest tier of these movies. Damn.
Yeah, I think Iron Man 2 is worse than Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
that's a good change. Let's work from the bottom up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man above Age of Ultron. I think it's actually plausible.
I like that.
I kind of like Age of Ultron, but I'll settle for that.
I think Doctor Strange is better than Homecoming.
No, I'm content where it is.
Come on, you're only saying that because Iron Man was in it. Take Iron Man out, it would be way worse.
Yeah, but Iron Man was in Doctor Strange.
I think it would have been so much better. It would have been so much better without Iron Man and Homecoming. Oh my god, Kevin, you just hurt yourself. That would have been.
So, are we happy? We're happy with the 21 to 23 tier, right? These are all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I in my opinion, Iron Man 2 is pretty good, but
I don't think it's just not as good. Oh shoot!
Justin Hammer is the only good part. So.
Yeah.
Please come back.
Strange was here, right?
Please come back, Justin Hammer.
All right. So, how about the 16 to 20 range? Do we agree with this placement?
I think Doctor Strange should be above Homecoming. That's just me.
I think we all know where the actual discussion is going to come in at the top 2 tiers here. I think everyone can agree on these. These are all.
Why? I think we're done. I'm not even kidding.
Nope.
but there's conversation maybe. Thor and Spider-Man. What do you think? Both the Thors are just back to back.
I would move Ragnarok down. That's just me though. So
Okay, I would put Spider-Man in front of Thor, but Iron Man 3 in front of Thor.
No.
no,
No.
I would put Iron Man 3 above
Thor to me
Thor.
just wasn't that entertaining.
I would move Iron Man 3 up any day, but
Not above Thor.
I think.
I
no, I would move it
feel
above
like
Thor, but I
Spider-Man
don't. Think,
should be in between both Thors.
I think we
I
should.
think so too.
But I think we should move Ragnarok down. I just
Ragnarok was the best out of
Ragnarok
that group.
destroyed the character of Thor.
No.
It redeemed Thor. It made him
No,
so much
okay,
better. Ask anyone.
This is up to you. It depends because Connor's very big in the whole. He wanted him to be a Shakespearean kind of thing. He wanted
Like,
the serious Thor.
That was
Thor
cool,
Ragnarok
and then
changed it.
he's just a complete joke now.
And look how well it did.
We're not talking
Yeah.
about box office.
He's a complete joke, but also don't forget he also has some like this Thor has some of the coolest moments for Thor.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, cool as moments.
the whole
I'm-
ending where he
Wait,
notices
wait,
like
never mind.
I'm talking
the
about
importance
character,
of all the people, all the Asgardians.
but like
Are you blaming Fat Thor on Ragnarok?
no, because
Is that what you're
I
saying?
like Fat Thor. I don't like how much a joke Fat Thor was, but I like
That was-
Fat Thor.
Fat Thor was good in concept. The fact that they continued to make fun of it was the issue.
I like that he got so depressed. And my favorite scene from Endgame is when Thor talks to his mom, and she
Mhm.
says, "You've got to be who you are, not who you're meant to be." Awesome, great. Ragnarok was just not that.
Okay,
Whatever,
but
that's
you
just
can
my
talk about
opinion.
Odin's speech to him about how Asgard isn't a place; it's a people.
Yes.
Are you
Okay, what is-
Thor,
what
god
is
of
that?
hammers? No,
What-
you're a god of thunder.
What does that mean? Like, what does that have anything to do with being who you are and not who you're meant to be? He was
Because
all worked up trying to be the king of Asgard because Odin told him that's what he was meant to be.
Exactly,
And then
he thought
no, because then she tells him that's not who you are. Be who you are. You're contradicting yourself, Kevin.
So
how?
wait, are we not going to give it any credit in the whole, like, was it 70s department or 80s? You know, the whole synth kind of thing, the look.
The whole retro.
I mean, that
feel to it.
if we're going to give Captain Marvel anything for that, I think Ragnarok deserves a lot of
Yeah,
credit.
I
for
never said
what it did with
anything.
that.
I never said anything bad about that. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, I think
It's-
the movie just should belong. I think it stays where it is. I think that's a good spot. I don't know if Thor 1 was better than it.
I'd move it down.
But-
But okay, I'll give up.
All right, we're agreeing on this, Frank. All right. Next we have Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Iron Man 1, and Avengers.
That's fine. Would not touch that.
That's fine by me.
Honestly,
here's where the real debate comes in.
does Iron Man 1 deserve higher than Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
I wouldn't say no to that. So
I think it was. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was really good because it brought a bunch of no ones into. Because the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are weird compared to the rest of them because it's already a team up movie. You know, it's already a bunch of people. But Iron Man 1 started it all. I think it deserves a higher slot. So as long as there's no.
I feel like that's one of the main arguments for the first Iron Man. I'm not saying it's bad, but like you can't only use that for Iron Man. You know?
I
You know what
like
mean?
I like Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane. I think that's really cool. We talked about Terrence Howard as Rhodey last episode. I like that. I like Robert Downey Jr.'s first. I like the suit. I like the soundtrack. I have a lot of things I really like about Iron Man 1.
Kevin, let me be a little bit clear. I'm not saying it deserves the spot because it started it all. I'm saying the fact that it started it all is a testament to how good it was because this it wouldn't have made sequels if it wasn't good enough. You know, the rest of these movies had success to ride on already, and you know, I think it deserves a little bit more credit because of that. I think the fact that it managed to start this is what gives it credit. But
That's true. I just wish that that wasn't like the main focus on oh yeah, it started all. That means it's automatically good. I mean, it's a great movie. I'm not trashing it at all. I'm just saying it would be interesting to see if it wasn't the first movie and then
yeah, people use because I agree. People do use that whole "it started all" a lot, and that is, that's also an issue with Endgame. People look at Endgame and say, "Well, it ended it all," and whether or not you believe that makes it number one or not is up to you. But I think we get to 1 to 5, and discuss these ones.
Oh boy.
It's perfect. Don't touch it.
Now, the top four, honestly, I think we can all agree Black Panther deserves there. It was great. The rest of the four are so big. The other four are so big. Black Panther, like they almost deserve their own tier that Black Panther isn't in, but Black Panther is in it just because of numbers.
I think
obviously.
Civil War and Black Panther are great there, but I think Infinity War should be in front of the Winter Soldier.
No
Oh
way.
boy.
Nope. So sorry.
No
we
way.
already did this fight. So sorry. You.
No, I'm just
Dude,
curious.
How though?
I want to hear Connell. Connell, you said so. Obviously, you love Bucky. That's just
Yes.
given. Is that why you're putting it up there, or do you have another reason?
That's not even it. Like, just the whole it gives Captain America. It goes back to Captain America, which is one of the characters that I love,
Yeah.
and it just it's hard to put it into words. But the movie in a whole, like how Connor says, Thor Ragnarok destroyed Thor's character. I
Captain
feel
America made his character better. Is what you're saying?
I feel like this just built upon Captain America's character.
Yes.
And Captain America
I
is
think
He is and
Captain
about his
America
friendship.
is the best. I think he's the most well-developed character in the MCU.
Yes.
Most developed character. Like I think.
Well, Iron Man has some running for that too. Iron Man has a lot of development.
But as I've previously mentioned, I think his character should have ended at
Yes.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man developed a lot faster.
When he took
Iron
the
Man
reactor out of him, that was such a moment
that was symbolic. He's done with Iron Man,
Yes.
and then he throws the arc reactor into the ocean, and then we just start Age of Ultron, and he made a bunch of suits. We're back again, yay! Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Iron Man developed a lot faster, and then developed a second time the same way almost. If that makes sense.
It was
Captain
identical.
America had a slower, steady thing. Yeah, because the way Endgame is going, middle of Endgame, before he's accept to go back in time, the whole thing.
Mhm.
That's what is it? That's like Iron Man 3, Tony. It's almost the same.
Mhm.
Like he's done with it, but he was done with it before, and he's gonna come back, which is I don't know. It's like a cycle, which I don't know if that's a good thing.
So
Also, Captain America doesn't have that Iron Man cycle where his arc should end, but then it just goes back again.
he's got a steady character. Like Captain America's character evolves, but his core stays the same.
After Civil War, really, is when Cap is pretty much Cap, but he's so strong, he never budges after that. I think Cap, that's his whole thing. His whole thing is character, Captain America is character, embodied. So his development was less drastic, but also you can go, Connor.
The Winter Soldier, I think it pushed the envelope of what a superhero movie can be. It doesn't have to be big set pieces, which it had them. It had the whole helicarriers falling out of the sky, but it doesn't have to just be that. It's a political thriller. You don't know who's on your side, who's compromised with S.H.I.E.L.D. It's just, you got to go undercover. The elevator scene,
the helicopter scene.
Yeah, that
was crazy.
It's, I don't know. It's just.
I mean, yeah, okay. It's, I think I
brought Falcon into it as an actual character,
and it developed Black Widow.
Yeah.
And it had her best hairstyle, in my opinion. Her best hairstyle was Winter Soldier.
I still don't think why. I still don't get why you're not really a fan of her getting her own solo movie.
No, it's not. It's not that I'm getting that she's.
You're not excited for it, right?
It's A. It doesn't look that good in my opinion. It just looks fine. B. It's too late.
But I think it lets you look back.
No, I think it should have already happened. It's not that she's just dead. It should have already happened. If she was that big of a character and they cared so much about it, DC beat them to it.
Yeah. But
Wonder Woman's a great movie.
I still think this movie will actually make her a better character in the MCU if we can learn a little bit more about her past. But also, there's the issue.
But you're just not going to see her again.
Yes,
I just have that character that you love, and you're like, oh, well,
I just think
that's
prequels
are
stupid.
rewatch
That's
the movies.
This isn't a perfect 1-to-1. But what about Lord of the Rings? what about Star Wars? They all go back in the
Yeah,
next. Like I mean,
I just said
Darth Vader dies.
I think prequels
He's
are
dead.
stupid. I don't understand why prequels are a concept.
Like yeah, Darth Vader was
Like,
killed in the original
It's
trilogy.
cool.
Like, who cares who
It's
Anakin
cool
was?
learning about like the origins of characters, but I just don't like going backwards. Like if you're telling a story, just go forwards with it. In my opinion, that's just how it works. But whatever, we're off topic already. Winter Soldier stays
Yeah.
at number 1.
I think Infinity War
Yes.
should be in front of it.
No.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
Two of us really think Winter Soldier. One of us really thinks Infinity War, and I'm like, I'm so on the
Come
edge
on,
of it
Joe.
that I
Come on,
think
Jeff.
automatically they just overpower it because I'm not.
But, like,
I'm not
Infinity War
convinced.
was such a good movie.
We're not
Infinity
saying we're
War's
not
the
saying
so
it's
good.
not. We're not saying it's not a
It's-
good movie.
it's-
No, we
how-
can say
how is
all
it
of these
better than
movies on
Infinity?
this list are good movies.
Let's not go all.
Except
but-
Maybe not
Except a
the
couple.
whole. Maybe not all.
Except a couple at the end.
but wait, here you go.
It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You expect a good movie,
Yeah.
but we're
Ye-
saying the 1 to 5. These are great movies, not only just good movies. You know, like
Yeah.
Ant-Man, that was a
How-
good movie. Black Panther, it's a great movie. Like there's just that much of a difference, but it's still you can't just say it's a bad movie because it's lower on the scale.
Yeah. It's bad in relation to the rest. Like the prequels are bad movies in relation to
That
other
is
Star
not
Wars
true.
movies.
That is
No,
not true.
Ooh,
That is
in-
absolutely not true.
Wait, you think the
That's
prequels
a
are bad
cool take.
movies?
No, they're great movies.
No, that's what I meant. I said the prequels are bad movies
you
in
actually meant
relation.
serious. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, it's in relation. But I think I'm happy saying Infinity War and Winter Soldier are like dead equal pretty much for number
Mhm.
one. So at that point, with the number of people we have, the ranking is I think Captain America stays first.
I can't. I don't know how. you guys do
Victory.
it, but
Like you guys,
Victory.
Connor.
that wasn't a victory.
Got it.
We
You didn't say
prevail.
they're even.
you two can't admit that Winter Soldier is leagues above it. They're neck and neck, right?
I think it's a.
Yeah.
I think it's better. You know, it's.
I think it's very
How?
close, but it is better.
How?
Kevin, why do you
I
keep
mean, I
asking
think
me
it's
how?
better,
We've
but
already
it's neck
defended
and
it.
neck to an extent. Like it's
Dude, Infinity War. Like, okay, you guys got to talk about the Winter Soldier. For Infinity War, so many great things to it. You talked about Captain America so much, so I'll bring up the fugitive Captain America in Infinity War with the beard. How sexy was that beard?
Okay, we're not going on.
the
We're not
thing
going on
is,
sexiness. We're not going on
The
sexiness.
thing
Okay.
is, everyone knew when they died at the end they were coming back.
Yeah, like
You
Yeah.
can't tell me that
no
you didn't. Oh,
balls.
they're
No
dead. They're not coming
balls.
back.
No
Yeah,
balls.
everyone knows they're coming back.
But you didn't know who was gonna die.
That's true, but then it happens, and you're like, oh
they
wow,
killed off
those are the
Vision.
people who died. They're just gonna come back.
Infinity
I'll
War and
expect to see
Endgame.
them in the next Avengers.
They
Infinity
killed
War.
off Vision.
And
I don't
Kevin
know.
think that's so great. Oh, ha ha ha! It's so funny, Kevin. You said the same joke for years. It's so funny.
Like, we got to see Thanos in action. That was incredible. It brought all the characters somewhat together, even though they were kind of on different battlefields. The battle in Wakanda, you can't like. Come on.
We never said it was a bad movie. We just said
I
it,
know.
like we're
I
saying,
know, but
it's
a
like,
great Soldier's
movie.
better.
How you could? I just don't see how you think the Winter Soldier would be above Infinity War.
we already said we already did our thing. Like, we've
Unfortunately,
said it like
numbers-wise,
10
it has to
times.
be.
So
But also, I think Infinity War did so good with the balancing of so many characters. I think that's the most impressive factor it had. Like, it was able to tell, like, you know how Star Wars always has 3 different stories going on in that kind of way, and usually one's worse than the rest, kind of like. But
So you gotta remember, this is like the ending of Shield.
yeah,
Like,
this is Hydra. This is a big
yeah,
thing.
this is Hydra.
Hydra was actually
And
there the
Thanos,
entire time.
Thanos isn't a big thing.
I'm not
that's a good
saying
point.
he wasn't
But
a
we
big
knew
thing.
Thanos was coming. I think like the reveal
Yeah.
that Hydra was under this the entire time, so cool. Whatever. We've already talked about this. We're just going in circles. This is our complete.
I just don't know
Winter
how.
Soldier
I do not
is
know
number
how.
1. We gotta
Alright,
move
shall I-
on.
should I read it out?
I don't know.
Sure,
how
Joe.
it's
Read
above
it off. Read it off.
Top to bottom here, we got Winter Soldier at number 1,
I don't know
Infinity War
how.
at number 2, Endgame at number 3,
I-
Civil War at number 4, Black Panther at 5, followed by the ones that don't matter, which is the First Avenger, Volume 2, Iron Man, Volume 1, the First Avengers, Ragnarok, Far From Home, the First Thor, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Homecoming, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, and Age of Ultron, and then the real bad ones is Iron Man 2, Thor, and Thor: The Dark World, and the Incredible Hulk. So I think that's a very fair representation of the MCU.
Sounds good to me.
I think Winter Soldier and Infinity War are tied for first. But
Nope. Where it's already it's set in stone, Kevin. No
I
fighting
don't
it
know
now. Nope.
how Winter
Nope.
Soldier is
You
better.
can't keep saying you don't know how when we've talked in circles now.
Bro, it's
Anyway,
rhetorical. It's
anyway,
rhetorical.
we are we're gonna recommend some things now.
Yes.
So anyone want to start off? No one wants to start
No,
off.
you can. You're
Okay,
good.
I will. You guys ever heard of Barry on HBO? Great
I
TV
have
show.
heard of it.
I
Great.
literally haven't.
I love it. It's one of my favorite TV shows. Okay, so you take Bill Hader from SNL. He made the show. He stars in it. Okay, he's a hitman who wants to be an actor. What kind of hijinks is he gonna get up to? You know, like what?
Is that a comedy? It sounds like a comedy.
It's a comedy, but it's also like cool action scenes. Like it's watch it. I'm pretty sure HBO is offering it for free right now, even if you don't have a subscription. So you have
It's called
no
Barry?
excuse. Barry, Barry, no excuse. Watch
I
it.
know how to spell it. Thank you. All right. I mean, so as we mentioned earlier, Marvel television universe has some good stuff. But I think some of the best, which Connor will disagree, is The Punisher. And The Punisher, both seasons,
That is a good one.
they're just so good. I'm so disappointed season 3 never became a thing because of the whole deal with Disney Plus coming out and Netflix just dropping them. I think all of those shows, honestly, watch Daredevil, watch Luke Cage, well, maybe not Luke Cage. That one's
I gotta finish Daredevil.
like Daredevil.
Daredevil
is great.
season 3 is some of the best
I
comic
loved
book
it.
cinema I've
But
ever seen.
Personally, I've watched all of them except for Jessica Jones so far, and by far the best one in my eyes is Punisher. I think it's very gritty. You have to be ready for it going in. It's not a happy story, if that makes sense. It's good though. It's so good. All right, who's next?
You want to go, Kevin, or should I go?
You can go.
All right. Well, this time I actually do have a recommendation. Unlike the last episode, kind of forgot. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. It's an Amazon original, and if you like CAA type like shows, like I don't know, just shows that are like CIA. This is one about a character named Jack Ryan, as it says in the title. But I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good show. And
did that actually
it's
come out
long
well?
and has a lot of episodes, so if you want to just binge it, go crazy.
Yeah, I heard a ton about that when it was first coming out. Like, I think it was even advertised in theaters, right?
Was it?
It was probably like the trailers before the trailer.
Yeah, like the
before,
newbie.
before like all that.
Yeah. But I mean, I didn't think it would be good from the trailers, but is it actually that good?
It is really good. Like
cool.
once you like really get into it, you just can't stop.
Also, isn't it John? I'm not gonna
Krasinski.
try to pronounce
It's
it.
John
Thank
Krasinski.
you.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, it is Jim
He's
from
great.
The Office.
Oh my god.
For all you Office fans, I'm sure there's a big crossover here.
He's actually really good in it. I gotta say,
He's a great actor.
he's a really good actor. The second season, I just started on the second season, and it's already crazy. That's all I can say for right now.
All right, all you, Kevin.
All right. For my recommendation, I can't even speak. So much debating. God. For my recommendation, I'm going to re-recommend Kygo's new album, Golden Hour. I don't know if you guys have heard of Kygo, but he is the most amazing person in the entire world, in my opinion. His album just came out today. It's 18 songs, and the reason why it's called Golden Hour is because the duration of the entire album is exactly 1 hour, which I think is kind of cool. Some in this this podcast might think otherwise. Pretty good, to be honest. It's not his best, but I like it because it's new music. I'll always accept new music by him. There were a few great songs that really stood out, but overall it was kind of decent. But sounded started to be the same, but I
This
enjoy
is not
listening to new
exactly a
music.
glowing review.
It's always very similar.
It's
not really
kind of
that
decent,
good.
kind of decent.
Well,
I wonder
it's
what your
because-
next recommendation is going to be for
Yeah,
next
I
episode.
mean, it's just gonna.
I wonder
It continues to
I wonder what it
surprise
is,
us.
too. I know. No, it's because the album came out today, so I just listened to the songs, and this is the first time I was able to listen to all of them, so that's why I have a slightly different opinion on it.
Okay.
But
okay.
overall,
Fair enough.
it was decent. It was a decent album. It was a nice because if you're a fan of him, this you're okay with. But if you're a new fan and you're trying to get into him, I wouldn't recommend this album because it's just different. It's very different for him.
All right, wait, quick, just so people know, what genre are you talking about here?
The genre that he is, the recurring thing is that it's electronic music, but it's a subgenre of electronic music. It's called tropical house, and a lot of people say he invented it, which is kind of true. He's the most well-known artist for that. But yeah, it's electronic music.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Spoon,
well,
spoon, spoon, spoon.
this is that's our outro music. Yeah. Hey, that's our episode. Thanks for listening. Hope you
Have a good
enjoyed.
one.
Yes,
See you
peace out.
later.
Hey, we have a YouTube
See ya.
channel too. If you want to see, there's some links in the description. Click that. Rate us 5 stars. Stay safe. Thanks for listening. Bye.